Hey everybody, we are actually
Well, I've been sitting here on this dock by the bay, watching my blue skies turn to gray. Didn't know if I should run or stay, so I pulled up Mike's weather page, 'cause Mike's weather page, you know he's got the news to keep you safe. Mike's weather page is only a click or two away. Well, I admit that I had one or a few, 'cause I was down and I was feeling blue. But then I clicked on Mike's fan page. I saw all my friends, now I'm okay. 'Cause Mike's weather page, you know he's got the news to keep you safe. Mike's weather page is only a click or two away. We all know Mike's a real fun guy. He'll track the storms as they blow by. But when the drunk donkey comes out to play, Miss Julie, take his phone away. 'Cause Mike's weather page, you know he's got the news to keep you safe. Mike's weather page is only a click or two away.
Not sure what the gusts are, but
well, there's Louie and Hunter too. No telling what they're gonna do.
I think we're
you know he's got more than 1 million fans. Yeah, 'cause now Mike's weather page, you know he's got the
trying to keep the camera from getting wet.
Mike's weather page is only a click or two away.
All right.
Mike's weather page.
What's up, everybody?
You know he's got the news to keep you safe.
New tune. Nope. Old tune. Haven't played the tune in a long time. Trying to get the good vibes back, you know, slowly. Try to, a little more energy. Everybody's dealing with Helene and Milton. Hell, they probably still cleaning up from Barrel. Francine. What else do we have this year? Debbie? Hell, I don't remember. It's all a big blur. Let's just end hurricane season right now. We've had our share. All the ones saying the season was a bust, I think, who cares how many named storms we have, right? Because it only takes one or two or three. Crazy, right? Oh, Jennifer, yeah, it's a cool song. It's an old song. It's a new song, old song. We got Hunter. I don't know if we had Hunter yesterday or not, but he was feeling very emotional today, so we're going to do Hunter again today. Louie's kind of his own man right now. He's over there back turned to me, so I didn't want to bother him. Kids are back to school. I think he's pouting a little bit because Sarah left. He's like, darn it, I had Sarah for 2 weeks, man. Now Sarah's back to school. Sarah's the only kid in Pinellas County that was excited about going back to school. She loves, see, clean up and barrel. I guarantee you, Alicia, is that right? Shandy, yeah, my dog usually snores, but he's done a lot better. He used to be so loud. This 4 years old, Hunter is. There was a couple years I had to put his bed in the bedroom because he would be so loud during hurricane season that I couldn't handle it. So I would always make them go to their bedroom. Now he's not that loud, so a little bit, but anyway. Hope everybody's doing good. We got a cold front coming through. It's kind of got that cold front feel here in Tampa Bay. It's cloudy and muggy. It's chilly out there. It's like, whoa, what is this? We had snow up in the, I live in Tampa Bay, Shandy. We had snow in the mountains last night. I took a picture, showed a picture, and I took a picture. Derek, yeah, he does look kind of in another world. So we got a little bit of weather to talk about. We slow down a little bit toward the end of the season. We still like to go live a couple times a week, but we'll be live daily for a while until the tropics slow down. Got Miss Shelley helping out on the other coast there. Got her internet back. Good morning, everybody. Good morning, Bill. Good morning, Jane. What's up? Richard Reamer. Our buddy Andy Simmons wrote my songs. We got about 10 of them, and unfortunately he had to deal with Perry. He lives in Perry. And Andy had to deal with 2 hurricanes now. And then 3. So, wasn't even fair. So he's like, he wrote all these hurricane songs, and then the 3 hurricanes come to him. Who would have thought? I've never been to North Carolina, Vicky. There's a huge FEMA camp. I believe it. I know there's a lot of folks that they're helping. I've shared that Mission Barbecue. Thank you, Margaret. Shelly needs Starlink. Maybe that'd be a good Christmas present. The Newfound Gap got the snow this morning. So anyway, oh man. So how's it going? Got a new haircut. Yep, Sandy. Back in. I like the small haircut because then I don't have to brush my hair in the morning. Paul from Crystal River. You all got a lot of weather this last couple of years. But anyway, hope everybody's good. We're going to talk about the weather here in a second. Got a little bit of tropics still. Nothing for the lower 48. But thank you there about Northport. Got my ears lowered, Kurt. Yep. Thank you, Ken Perkins. We could do the whole thing here, holding Hunter, but that's all right. Yeah, first time I ever seen Mission Barbecue was down in Ian. We went out to the island there, Pine Island, and they were there handing out food and made us take it. And then turned out one of them needed a generator, and it was I was with my buddy Jason. And we were able to give him a generator. So we were able to trade out barbecue for generators. All right. All right, so we got a lot of Caribbean folks chiming in. We'll get into that here. Talk about the tropics. Nothing looks too worrisome right now, so that's good news. Good morning, Donna from Inglewood. We were just down there, Donna. Pretty rough down there. Y'all got a lot of damage from Ian, and you got a lot of damage from Milton. Welcome, Diane. Evie from Keystone Heights. Crispy weather. Snow and Beach Mountain, Ricky. Michigan's cold, TL Henderson. This is the time of year when it's 68 degrees out and we're kind of frigid. I don't know. You know you're from Florida when it's 68 out and you got your heated seats on. Right? But Jason Bostow. Somebody was asking what Jason. Jason Bostow was my buddy. Handed out a bunch of generators after Ian. We gave one to Mission Barbecue there that needed one. So that was cool, old Jason. All right, here's the deal. Here's Mike's Twitter page. Check it out. Hey, by the way, thanks for all the new shirt orders yesterday. It keeps Julie busy. We got a bunch of them back in stock. So store number 1 right here, if you're curious. Christmas time's coming. You can get your hurricane gear right there. So she'll start mailing those tomorrow. We mail them here. We got the other stores got hoodies and sweatshirts too, so we're gonna need that soon enough, right? So here's our daily brew brought to you by our good friends at ABC Fine Wine and Spirits. We're working on a reschedule for our Spaghetti Model IPA meet and greet, so stay tuned for that. Hopefully we're going to be back at both locations, Winter Garden and Cocoa Beach. So watch for that. Looking forward to hanging out, partying with everybody. So the hurricane obviously messed that up, but kind of a bummer. Here's that snow picture this morning. Smoky Mountains have their own webcam system across a lot of their mountains there. And this was this morning This is that 441 that connects Cherokee and Gatlinburg. We've all been on it maybe a bunch. I've been on it a bunch. It's beautiful. Look at that. Smoky Mountains, lifting that smoke. You can kind of see color on the mountains. We had snow on the ground. The road was closed for ice. But that's legitimate snow, man. I don't know. Is that the first snow of the season? We just had a hurricane last week and snow on the mountains this week. But snow on the mountain this morning. We got a lot of folks up there still recovering from Helene. So hopefully it warms up quick again, or they have their power back, and some don't still. But that was a pretty sight, man, this morning up there in the Smokies. I love the Smokies. Let's take a look at the power map real quick. So we'll look at the firm and power outage map here. North Carolina's 10,000 without power. Florida down to 80,000 now. Still 80,000 without power in Florida. 10,000 without power in North Carolina. Florida here, primarily it looks like it's Hillsborough County, 36,000 still. Pinellas County, 17,000. That's the north side of the eye. Had the big winds here. How about that video of Mansoto Key I shared yesterday? That was 30 miles as the crow flies south from the eye. So all that surge in Inglewood and Mansoto Key was 30 miles south of Siesta Key. That's incredible, right? Think about that. That the big the surge was that wide. Mickey Rose from St. Thomas. Looks like this thing might not be much to worry about, hopefully. So I think it's going to be a cold winter, Bobo, because of the La Nina. Usually when we have La Nina winters, it's cold, and the cold fronts dip farther south. Shelley working hard on Brew Crew. Yes, thank you. Brew Crew through our website, Cat 1, Cat 5. Warren and Shelley, Panama City Beach. Love Panama City. Emily just stayed up there for a night. Shandy, you're welcome. Thanks for watching. Appreciate it. We do a little weather show every day. Talk about the weather. Try to make it about 30 minutes. Keep everybody engaged. Here's the satellite this morning. There's a cold front. We have lightning off the coast here by me. Lightning on the east coast, west coast. Got a little bit of old front still hanging out about the Keys. That's getting pulled up into our front. You can see our front coming down, though. Cold front through the south. Beautiful sight. It's unfortunately, everybody but South Texas and South Florida will be feeling this cold front. That's what happens early in the year. They tease you. It's like that dude with the dollar bill on the fishing pole. Like, so they're teasing you a little bit. Rainfall the next 7 days. Not much. Look at that. Nothing. 7-day rainfall totals. That's Wednesday to Wednesday. Look at that. A little here and there maybe coming in off of it from the front, but that's it. A little bit might back up towards the Keys, but I mean that is about cold front-ish as it gets. Big old H smack dab over the whole south and east there. Very little rain the next 7 days, even up in the New England area. So very little rain. Fall is in the air, man. I got to go buy some mums. If I had room in my truck, I need to make room for mums. Make room for mums. Nothing tells the season like mums. Mum's a word, right? High temperatures today. Look at this. This is crazy. 69 in Tampa, 68 in Orlando. Everybody else 60s high. South Texas, 87. 87 in Miami. But look at this difference, man. That's crazy. 60s, 80s. 20 degrees spread there. The frontal line is not going to make it that far south. Maybe tomorrow it will, but these are high temperatures, man. 50s for highs in the mountains, 40s in the mountains up north, 50s for all of North Carolina today. So North Carolina never getting out of the 50s today, man. That is crazy. Tomorrow's low temperatures are going to be in the 50s. For a lot of folks. Let's take a look at tomorrow. Southeast lows. Tomorrow. So we got 54. Oh my God, look at this. This is crazy, man. We're going to see 54 in Tampa tonight. 64 all the way down to Fort Myers. Hey, look at that. Miami, you're going to get a little bit tomorrow. 71 for a low. Man, 40s all the way down to... Man, we might see 40s almost in Pasco County. That's a real cold front. Look at this. We're going to see 40s, man, all the way down into Hillsborough County. So, hey, all those without power, at least will be in the 40s. Might even see some 30s in the Panhandle. We will see 30s in the Panhandle tonight. 30s in the Panhandle? 30s in Florida. October 16th. Hurricane last week, 30s this week. All right, let's talk about the tropics a little bit. So here's what we got. This is a big old dome of high pressure. This is dry air. This is moisture in reds and oranges. There's Invest 94 spinning towards the islands. Not organized, but it will bring some rain. You can kind of see it just kind of spinning away there in the intertropics convergence zone area. It's not actually the intertropics convergence zone now, but it's its own little low pressure area. This juice here, this is the one that got all the hype about Nadine following Milton, but that ain't happening. This is going to actually go westward. There's a lot of moisture, though. This is all that, like a Central American CAG setup here. You can see that moisture getting pulled up from the Pacific, wrapping around Central America, and it's going to come back west. So areas like Belize and the Yucatan, you're going to get a lot of rain in the next several days. Central America there. You can see a little bit of spin, actually, to it. But that's it. It's going to go west. Nothing looks like it's going to affect the lower 48. But you can see the spin in the atmosphere at least, so that's good. But we'll see. We get Milton. We had Milton. Halit, or what the hell's next? Nadine. Still got, what is it, 50% or 40? Hell, I don't even know. 40% maybe? I don't know. Who cares? It's orange. 40%. All right, 40%. So we got yellow area, orange area. That's Invest 94. So we're going to look at all the models, see what you got. Not a lot of development showing. A couple of models still showing maybe weak development. So that's good news. Could bring some rain. There's a wall here, and this is either going to do that or that. So it's going to hit a big old fork in the road, and looks like that's what we're going to get. So there you go. We did have this come out today. I was surprised. It's the new Global Tropics Hazards map. They updated it. So this is showing basically the area that we're looking at now. They're kind of saying this thing will maybe come here and maybe do that. That's kind of what that's saying. But then we still have that. That is the end of the month. What does that mean? Well, technically, the hurricane season doesn't end until November 30th, believe it or not. So you can't just turn your back on the tropics. There are little subtle signs that maybe we might have a favorable MJO cycle coming through, which helps the storms get going. Notice it's low chances, though, less than 20%. This is not an area. It's just an area that possibly could develop if everything else lines up. So nothing to stress about at all. Just reminding people that the season is not over. It feels like it is, but here's what Invest 94 looks like. This little ball clump of clouds, and it's fine. It's decent. It's got some spin to it, so it'll have a chance to possibly develop. It had some spin to it, believe it or not. A little bit. Not a tremendous amount, but it had more yesterday, actually. There's your little bump. So it actually lost a little spinach. So that's what we got. There's what we got. All right. Blah, blah, blah. All right. There's what we got. Let's see. Models. There's temperatures. We looked at that. There's our... All right. All right, here's modeling. GFS really losing love with it, but that's the general track here towards the northern part of the islands, possibly bringing action to the Virgin Islands there. Northern part of the leeward in Puerto Rico and Hispaniola before a turn, possibly, or a weak west track. Here's the latest Euro, kind of showing you the same thing that, if it goes north, it could turn into maybe something. Bermuda's here, always been talking about that. Might be watching something as Invest 94 either goes weak west or turns big block. So that's kind of what we got. Tropical Tidbits modeling here. I don't even have it up. Let's take a look at the latest 12Z models here, showing you this. You know, these stop, the lines stop, which means they think it's going to fizzle. So that's a good sign. But little window of opportunity to try to develop here. But here's your timestamps. So it's always been about Friday. That's Friday. And then if it does bring anything here, it'll be Saturday. So there you go. Not too concerned about it. That's good news, right? Individual models not showing much with it, which is good news. Canadian still is. Canadian showing, possible development. Kind of keeps it going through the Hispaniola here on Saturday and Sunday. Maybe down by Jamaica, bringing a little rain to Jamaica early the week, Sunday, Monday, before it kind of fizzles out. The latest GFS, not doing much. Maybe something down here, October 30th. This is kind of what they're highlighting down here, but that's October 30th. So that's long range looking. Definitely an area to watch this time of year, so we're not going to hype it up yet. October or the 00Z of GFS, not showing much. Rains, yes. This is kind of getting pulled off in that frontal line. You can kind of follow the core here. This is Invest 94 on Friday. Kind of gets entangled in that frontal line right here, and then it gets lifted out of here like that. Luckily, nothing for Bermuda. So yeah, I don't know, man. There's really not much to talk about, which is good. Lower euro, maybe a little something down here, and then it kind of lifts off. Hey, what do you think? Hurricane models, Invest 94, the most aggressive, showing you some sort of a maybe development here north of Puerto Rico. This is on Friday. Maybe a little development here on Saturday before it comes down and crosses the gap, maybe towards Jamaica. It's kind of what the Canadian's showing. So that's why we're not turning our backs on it quite yet down in the islands. This is, potentially a tropical storm. That would bring a lot of rain. There's your rain map. So we definitely could see a problem down there with some rains through Puerto Rico a little bit. Maybe not that much if it stays that far north, but then heading towards Jamaica there. So that's definitely a possibility. Halves A, keeping it a sloppy mess. So rain, I mean, nothing really organized there. So I don't know. Maybe some rains down into Jamaica early week. So I don't know. That's all we got. Long range looking here on the GFS, showing you maybe 15 days out. Something tries to get going there, but nothing strong. Let's look at Euro here. Caribbean. Yeah, it's starting to show maybe a little something. This is October 28th. But very weak signature right now. So 12-foot skeletons are safe for now. I might take a little ride today. Some of this flooding is still going on here pretty big time in Florida. We'll zoom out. I think the Carolinas are good flooding-wise. Yeah, just a couple of spots. But Florida's still got a lot of rivers that are not even crests yet. St. John's River still rising. We got a Hillsborough River, a couple spots. We have the Withlacoochee River still kind of rising a little bit. So there's a lot of flooding still going on. Peace River near Bartow going down. But here's the Hillsborough River going down a little bit. Withlacoochee River, I think, hasn't peaked yet. It's supposed to peak near record at US 301. Here's that Croom rooms where everybody rides their four-wheelers. This is going to be near record. Not really near record, but it's going to crest here in 3 days. So all this water's like finding itself a home with the Coochie River here. Still kind of rising, but it's not in purple stage. So there's still... Man, look at this river. 46 foot. That's a big-ass river. And here's your St. John's rivers. Just below record, 1030. It's still kind of cresting a little bit. So all of St. John's is backing up a little bit. This one's nearing the record here at DeLand. Here's the Astor. It did reach record, it looks like, at Astor. So yeah, river's still an issue here in Central Florida. Thanks to Milton and a very wet summer. I think Cape Coral didn't Eric? Cape Coral had their wettest season, I think, on record. So Jaxie did okay to Manatee. That's good here. I know it was very spotty, obviously, the way hurricanes work, you know. Curtis, no beef jerky for a while. Mikey, what's up, buddy? Yeah, nothing to talk about. I like cold weekend. Yeah, Ian, you got maybe some wet Sunday, Monday coming, buddy. Thank you, Fishing Girl. So let's talk about winds, too. We got to talk about this. It looks like we're going to see some pretty windy weather here. So anytime you get a high pressure across the south, you get strong Atlantic winds wrapping around. And then we get this frontal line kind of parked down there. We could see some gusty winds here all the way to Texas. So let's talk about that. That's going to up the waves, too. So here are your wind gusts through the weekend. So here's Saturday, for example. Lots of winds here, wind gusts, but it's going to be pretty beachy action here across the Atlantic seaboard here down through the Bahamas. We could see 34 miles an hour gusts, 37, 34, 36, 30. So these are gusts. But then the Gulf's going to be gusting too. Strong winds from the east to west, and these are going to be reaching Texas throughout the weekend. Here is Saturday night. So here's these frontal line high pressure winds that just kind of do that. So there'll be a lot of winds rolling in here across the south. And Sunday, about the same. A lot of winds on the Atlantic coast. A lot of winds through the Gulf of Mexico. And it's going to last for a few days. Unfortunately, not a lot of calm seas out there. This is Tuesday. Lance, today, man, put your skeleton out today, West Palm Beach. I forgot how many pieces were in that skeleton when I went up in the attic. I'm like, oh my God, this is like 5 trips in and out of the attic. I had a head. I had limbs. I had the big base. My new smoke machine is tripping my breaker, though. I got a 50 amp converter that's supposed to be here tomorrow. So look at this. Man, these winds are going to persist. This is all the way through Wednesday. Let's take a look at the wave maps here. Let's see here for the Gulf of Mexico. I bet you it's going to be quite breezy here. Let's take a look at the map. So here's your maximum waves through the next 90 hours. These are your high seas forecasts through Saturday. We got 20-foot seas, man. That's a lot. It's going to be rough down there if you're boating, unfortunately. Look at the Gulf of Mexico, man. We got 20 foot all the way through the Gulf. So there's our front line coming down. Look at this. This is the progression of the waves. This is throughout the day today. Watch these waves start increasing as our front line passes through, and we start getting strong, cold attic air. We call that attic air because it's coming down from Canada. But look at these seas, man. We got wind, big waves through the day, and then they're going to linger. See the waves. Then we get a shift from the east to the west here as our frontal line stabilizes, and it's just going to persist. These are some pretty big waves through Sunday. Look at this off the coast of Florida on Sunday, man. We got 16. Anytime it's yellow, it's rough. So orange is rougher and darker orange is rougher. We're gonna have a dog forecast. How many dog barks is it? It's a orange rougher. It's rougher seas, and it's gonna persist until the midweek at least, before that front line wiggles out of here. Finally gets better by the following weekend. So that's a pretty potent front, man. I bet you we got some wind gusts too. Let's look at the wind gusts today. Bet you we're going to see some big wind gusts. We get those strong winds blowing down from the north. So yeah, I mean, it's as expected. 20s and 30s. Be definitely a very breezy day today. So look, here's your winds throughout the day. Look at that 20, 30 mile an hour wind gusts all the way through the state. There's our frontal line. All that air blowing in behind it. And the front does get down to South Florida. So you will be okay. You will get cooler weather tomorrow morning. Windy, look at that. This is your frontal winds. Look at that. It calms down a little bit tomorrow. Not much, but eventually we get that wind shift. See that? Then it gets windy on the East Coast by Friday. So you gotta love that. Jamaica, not gonna be a washout, Katie. It's just gonna be some rain Sunday, Monday, maybe. If this thing goes to your north, you'll be okay. So 3 dog nights. Don't know, Curtis. A lot of them should, buddy. They should. If they don't call them, they will get them. Oh my God, Susan, is it possible we could have 2 hurricanes at the same time in the Gulf next week? Where are you getting your weather from? I don't see any canes in the Gulf next week, let alone 2. John wants to know when the most scared I've ever been in a storm. Actually, the only time I've ever been scared was the water. Ian, that road we were on, River Road, trying to get out, knowing that we couldn't probably go the other way because the water was rising. I was a little worried this last storm down in South Pinellas because all the roads were getting flooded and the water was getting into people's homes. And, I wasn't worried for safety. Just I didn't want to get stuck and, lose the truck. I never really been scared. I think the most scared I was during Ida, trying to find a place to go because I wasn't familiar with the roads and the eye was approaching and I was the only one on the highway and I was starting to panic a little bit because the bridges were so tall in Louisiana and I was getting, I didn't want to go over the bridges. I didn't really know where to go. And that was probably the most scared I was, trying to find a place to park my truck because I didn't want to be out in it because the eye was approaching, the eye wall. So probably Ida in Louisiana. That's where I learned to always have a plan. Well, that's why I go to my dad's house and get my Rand McNally maps because I didn't have really good navigation. Paper map was the way to go. Make sure you have a paper map and then have an idea where you're going to go and get there ahead of time. Don't get there when it arrives. Get there ahead of time so that you got a plan. Some of the rainfall totals, since we got a lot of people traveling, let me show you this cool little graphic here on windy.com. Here's rainfall total for the week, kind of showing you everything to come. So luckily, even Jamaica's only showing 1.5 inches. All this is going to be dependent on our tropical system, if it even makes it down there or not. But, Puerto Rico could have 3-4 inches. The big rains are coming in the Belize area. Could see double-digit rains, obviously, here as area that we see is going to be pushing westward. So maybe not that much for Jamaica. It would be Sunday and Monday. But even the GFF Euro is not showing much. So I don't think it's going to be a washout. The big washout is Yucatan and Belize there, Central America. You can see the rainfall totals for Florida, maybe Keys, and that might just be more today. Nah, it all lingers. Well, actually, maybe tomorrow, but then it's nothing. So the Keys, South Florida's rains are today and tomorrow, and then it looks like once that front passes, Friday looks really good. Weekend looks great. So there's your weekend rains for Florida. There's your weekend rains. This is a cool map. Look at that. We can do Saturday 6 a.m. to Monday 4 a.m. Look at that. That's awesome. Look at that. So, and see that big old H? High pressure. Look at that. So there you go. Look at that. Very little rain. And this rain here off of the Atlantic, this is because we have these strong winds that come in off the Atlantic, and you always get a little bit of misty morning rain sometimes as it comes in off the Atlantic. But it's very light accumulation. GFS showing a little bit more maybe down at Keys as the front kind of stays down there. So, yeah, anytime you get a frontal line dangling down there south of Florida. But look at the Bahamas. There's not that much of the Bahamas either. So, just the winds. The winds are going to be the tricky thing. We can see some big winds. These are sustained winds too. Look at that, 28 mile an hour sustained winds in the Keys. 17. This is Saturday morning. So we might have some weather advisories popping up in South Florida. I bet, because of these consistent winds. These are not gusts; these are sustained winds through the week here. Friday coming in off the Atlantic. It could be. Look at that! Look at that! Friday 8 a.m. Holy crap! 30 mile an hour sustained winds in the Keys. Man, that's going to be pretty gusty. Wow! So not a good boating day down in South Florida. So anyway, I love paper maps. Paper maps. Before the internet, Ray McNally was the best bathroom material. in a shampoo bottle. How many of y'all read shampoo bottles? Susan, I agree. The Louisiana bridges are scary. They're tall. Ooh, I got a response from my new link. Who's thanking me here? Who's this? Oh, that's right. Anyway, morning mitts from Jax. Hey, Scott is down there in the Bahamas. How about that? Well, you're going to be windy. Yeah, Ida was a little scary, Shelly. I was definitely a rookie back then. It's going to be windy. So, anyway. All right. Adriana hosts me downtown Lakeland. Well, one day maybe. All right, cool. All right, we'll be back live tomorrow. We're going to try to keep it short and sweet. And enjoy this cooler weather. Look how far down south these freezing temps went. Man, look at that. Are these frost advisories? Wow, look how far south. So we got frost advisories tonight. Way down south, middle of Georgia and middle Alabama. The Carolinas there, frost making its way through Arkansas and Oklahoma. Cool. All right, y'all. Well, thanks for tuning in. Turks and Caicos. Yeah, we have sweatshirts, Bonnie. Heck yeah. Listen. So there's 2 links on my page. We have the big shop gear is the big one, and then store number 1 is the one from home. But the shop MWP gear is got all kinds of stuff. So you can get the Redneck Storm Chaser shirt, but then you have all kinds of options down here. You can get, you can do apparel and get hoodies. These are all your hoodies. And tank tops and sweatshirts and long sleeve tees. You get the one with the dogs, Hurricane Watch dogs. So, all right. Well, hey, we'll see y'all tomorrow.